This episode of the Totally Rad Show is brought to you by Squarespace. Coming up, there's this little game called Killzone 3. Maybe you've heard of it. We sure have.
Killzone 3 came out for the PlayStation 3 a couple of weeks ago. It came out the same time as Bulletstorm. We decided to review Bulletstorm, but we did not want to miss Killzone 3. It's a big release. It's a big franchise exclusive to the PlayStation 3. This game really brings it. Great, visuals as the Killzone franchise has become known for.
Well, Killzone was sort of the Halo for the PlayStation.
Well, they were always saying Halo Killer, right?
Yeah. And the first couple, interesting. I really disliked the second one. We reviewed the second one, and I had major issues with the second one. Some of those issues were actually clearly somebody heard me because there's cover. You know what I mean? I literally would remember vividly saying the thing that I say about first-person shooters
you hate squatting.
that have covers. No, I hate looking over and seeing somebody do awesome cover stuff, but then go, why did you not make the jump to think I would want to do that in the game? So they added cover. I think Yeah.
You hold the L2?
Hold the L1 or L2, yeah.
You just crouch though.
No,
But then
you
you're
hug onto
stuck.
cover. You
You're
hug
stuck
onto
to
cover
cover.
and you can pop out of cover.
Yeah, okay, I see that.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
That's how I felt about the cover.
Yeah.
All right, you put it in so I couldn't say, it doesn't have cover, but holding the hardest to depress button on the entire controller is not a win. Toggle, maybe I'm there. We'll see in Killzone 4. Gorgeous game. This game is gorgeous, beautiful.
It's gorge.
Story?
Not gorgeous, it's gorge.
It's gorge. Story? Bleh, horrible, convoluted. I don't care. I mean, it sounds cool. Voice acting is good. Whatever.
They're sort of Nazi-esque.
Sort of. I will say it's not as repetitive as I remember Killzone 2. I felt like I was always killing sort of the same people for most of the game, you know what I mean? I know it breaks out, but that was one of my big issues. This one didn't feel as sort of static.
Well, yeah, I appreciate the fact that it's not we're not always in gray town
Yes.
with shades of other gray.
Right, exactly.
They add a little color.
And I love the vehicle stuff that they added. There's a lot of really good stuff. I didn't enjoy this game.
Not at all?
Not much at all. I mean, I enjoyed the that's cool, that's pretty, oh cool, this gun seems nice. Well, it went away. I wanted to use that the whole game. But my big issue with this game is I think the controls are wrong. I think that I assume that they went, well, we should have the gun act different than other games to make it seem like it's very Killzone 3, it's very Killzone. The sort of Mac-type acceleration that happens. I feel like with some of the other games, like Call of Duties and all those, and actually the majority of all first-person shooters, when I snap to somebody, when I move in a certain way, I know where I'm gonna land, pretty much, give or take. And with this, I always feel like it's so it just feels like that's not how I want my gun to act. It was really hard. I had to zip to somebody and then go way over and then be like, why is it the controls were not one-to-one to me by any stretch? And I just really couldn't get beyond that.
Interesting.
For me, yeah.
Well, Dan, I know you love jetpacks.
I sure do.
And there are jetpacks in this bad boy.
Yeah, this isn't really how I like my jetpack. I mean, it's not really.
You know what? There are flavors. This is like a chocolate jetpack.
These aren't really
person.
agile jetpacks. These are, you jump.
Okay.
Far.
Assisted jumping.
Assisted jumping.
Yeah.
So you didn't like the
section.
jetpacks?
It was okay. I'm not mad at it or.
I ain't mad at you.
But
damn you, jetpacks.
And I agree with a lot of what Alex said up until the end. The graphics are frickin' gorge here.
Yeah.
I mean, amazing. I love the focus, focus pulling in the game, like literally. And as you said, I'm not in Greytown. I was so excited how I hadn't even been in Greytown yet, and then I got to Greytown. I was like, fuck, I can't say there's no Greytown in this game.
Yeah.
But for the most part, they make even Grey look pretty.
And it's much more organic levels,
It's
right?
oh my god, the Pandora type
Yeah.
level was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And I was freaked out. I was like, I don't want to have to kill little, as every video game has little, but you didn't really have to do that.
Right.
You did it for like a second and it was done.
And there's stealth for the first time.
Yes, that was awesome. I love that I think why it's better than the other, it's not as monotonous because
Yeah.
it's every level is something new to
Very,
do.
yeah, definitely.
And this definitely finally, you're right. It was touted as the Halo killer. I remember the first one was touted as that, and it's carried through. And this finally has killed Halo for me.
Really?
It's linked.
Really? So you enjoyed the shooting mechanic?
I'll get there. I loved it. But hold on a second. Because the story is just as convoluted.
Well, yeah.
Maybe it's a little bit less convoluted here, but I wasn't paying attention enough, or I don't know what. But like Halo, but I felt the velocity, the ferocity of this game.
The animosity.
Yeah.
I felt like the
luminosity.
lawyer from Seinfeld. For some reason, the way those guns felt was I just was so pumped. I want to put in this game, and I didn't finish playing, and I'm
Wow, you
excited
look
to go home.
jazzed.
I was so jazzed. I did not have the problem. I just felt
Interesting.
like
Got jazz hands.
I loved killing people.
Okay.
And people took a
let's
lot
take
of
a step back here, guys.
took a lot.
This wasn't a
But
vacation.
the thing
This
that
is-
has always been true with these kill zones is the button mapping is bizarre to me, and I agree
You can
with
change
you
it.
on that.
Did you change it? I changed it.
Oh, that's smart, but I mean,
I changed
wasn't
it to L1 being the.
to normal. Right? To the way every other game is.
Yeah.
The thing
It's
that's
easy to
really,
change it.
yeah. And by the way, it didn't detract from the game for me, so I was fine. I was like, maybe this will be. I feel like they
Yeah, they
changed it.
chose to not have it
Yeah.
be the way that
So-
all other games
and
are.
that-
That must mean that they think that is the superior way
What's
to play.
frustrating to me
But they
about
have
that?
that
Yeah, but what's frustrating to me about that though is that the buttons aren't doing different things, so they had to arrange it differently.
Right.
I'm literally have to do all the same things I do in every other first-person shooter, and I'm not talking about. I can see them. We don't want to do what Halo does because we are. It's what every game. Halo does it. Call of Duty. These are great games.
So you're saying there should be a first-person shooter standard, and everyone should.
But
just
if you're doing something
conform to
different,
it.
Gears of War does some things different. I have to use right bumper because it active reload. But this is the same stuff that I'm used to doing.
It's pretty simple to go into the menu and just flip one
Sure.
little thing.
It's also very simple to just.
Have it be the
Yeah.
right way to begin
By the
with.
way, I still love the game.
But
I
you-
Yeah.
freaking loved it.
But
Interesting.
you like it more than Reach?
Way more.
Wow,
I
that's
really
crazy.
I
Well,
what did you
felt
think,
this
Jeff?
game. I felt it.
Yeah,
know?
what did you think?
I'm definitely between the two of you guys.
Yeah.
I liked it, I
Clearly.
think, more than you did, for
Yeah.
sure, but nowhere near as much as you did. I don't think it approaches Reach at all, but I do think it's a quality piece of entertainment and a lot of fun and a lot of varied things. Does look wonderful. Now, the thing that struck me playing this game is...
The sound is actually really amazing too.
Yeah.
The sound is incredible.
I agree. The thing that really struck me, though, is it feels so old-fashioned in a way. It is just a shooter. It is just a shooter. And I feel like where shooters have gone lately, especially,
Yeah.
adding RPG elements, adding... one of the things I liked most about Red Dead Redemption, which of course isn't a shooter, but is that every time... There's a lot of cutscenes in Red Dead Redemption, but... Every time you do anything even remotely actiony, you are doing it.
Yeah.
You have long cutscenes of dialogue and walking
Yeah.
around and people whatever setting up story. But if you ever do anything that is exciting,
Yeah.
you are doing that.
Yeah,
And
that is not this game at all,
Exactly,
dude.
this game. If you're shooting, you're shooting.
Yeah, and
But
then
if you're
it's
in
watch
the-
this crazy event happen. You're like, I want to be involved. Even
Exactly.
give me a button to
There's
stop
a car
that.
chase. There's a
Yeah.
fun thing happening.
Yeah.
But if it's not shooting, exactly shooting,
Yeah,
you're
you're
just
not doing
watching
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really good point. Actually.
Which is, it just feels old-fashioned. It feels like, okay, we've progressed past that,
Yeah.
where it just highlighted the fact that I'm really just in a shooting gallery.
Yeah.
Where it's like context, and then, okay, I get to do the one thing that I do, which is the shooting gallery.
But I felt, I typically hate that, but I really felt that I didn't have to just stand back. I felt the design of the game, especially in that stealth level, where I felt like they really are challenging me to do things, to really approach things, to have an approach, as opposed
Yeah.
to stay in the cover. And maybe it's because I didn't enjoy the cover. So I never
Well, I
really
didn't
stayed back
enjoy
and
the
shot.
cover. I just
was always
said
trying to figure
points
out.
to you for trying to put cover in a game where people cover.
I just felt like the stealth was a little bit like there's one way I'm supposed to do it, and if I don't do it that way, then the two like predator dudes are gonna come and slice me in
That's
half.
awesome. But I didn't find it because there was like because blowing
Did
up
you
the
have any
things
problem
near
with the
them
shooting?
was awesome.
With the reticle?
I
Tracking?
didn't. I didn't, and I was actually surprised to hear you say that because
Yeah.
I didn't, and I remember the second game having feeling a little off, but this game
I mean,
didn't.
it wasn't like, what is it, time splitters or wherever, where the gun's like, boop, and then you move. It wasn't that weird, but it was just weird enough that I was like, it felt like going to a Mac for the first time because they have the acceleration, and I need the one-to-one just because I grew up that way.
Well, I should mention really quickly that I did play it with the move.
Oh,
Because I have the move.
Oh, interesting.
So I was like, but I should try it with the move.
How
Definitely
horrible was
should
it?
talk about that.
Okay, so here's the
Did you
thing.
play the whole time?
Oh God, no.
Oh, okay.
But I will say this: the functionality, the technical thought process of how we're going to apply move to this game is great.
Yeah.
It really is really well done, and like twisting it to reload and how you move around as opposed to how you move the gun sights. It feels really good. I don't want to play the game like that. I could see somebody really liking it
Hey
because
man,
it works well.
coming in the game box and being able to play. I mean, it's not like you could play Bulletstorm on the Kinect out of the box.
Right.
So that is something.
Yeah.
You get
By
the
the way,
choice.
it's a very hard game. But I liked the guy who heals you most.
Oh yeah, that's cool, right?
Yeah.
When he's like, I can't get to you, he's like, you're right over there.
You're right there. You're doing
But
something else. He's like,
I played a
Chinese.
lot
He's
of
like, I can't
things.
get you, man. I can't get you. And you're like, you're right there.
I played so many things over and over and over again.
Well,
And you love that. That's like a Dan speciality.
Not
horrible.
this way.
You love it.
But not your.
so we got good, bad, and right in between.
And
Yeah, the
ugly.
3 bears today.
All right, everybody, remember to stick tuned for this day in rad history. But first, we want to thank our sponsors, Squarespace.com. If you have any need to have a website on the internet, blog, portfolio, anything you want, use Squarespace.com. They have the best WYSIWYG editor out there, hands down. They've got thousands of templates to choose from, all designed by great, amazing designers. They have an iPhone app and an Android app, right?
Yes.
Amazing. Also, which you can do all sorts of things. You can
An
moderate
iPad app.
comments. You can update posts. You can check your stats. All sorts of crazy stuff. Plus, they are the first website, WYSIWYG web using thing. That was all very technical. To have a built-in native geolocation plugin for your site. So if you're on Gowalla, Facebook, Foursquare Places, if you have any of those on a Google Live Maps, you can put that into your website. Head over to squarespace.com/TRS for a free trial. I think that's it.
Yeah, if you want to send in a background, we love getting those. Fans at totallyradshow.com, send those in. If you want to download this one, it's on our Flickr page.
Yes.
Flickr.com/totallyradshow. Is that right? Or TRS? Totally Rad Show.
Amazing. We'll see you tomorrow.
On tomorrow's TRS, we introduce a new game called What Is That?
Today is March 9th, and on this day in Rad history in 1959, the Barbie doll debuted at the American Toy Fair in New York.
Confusing
for the-
many young girls and boys about how babies are made even further.
Yeah, and genitals fell off. It debuted at $3.
That seems expensive.
Seems
Actually,
really
it does
expensive
seem
for
expensive.
1959.
Yeah. And that's like what, like $100?
That was at Ilyusha who sent that in. Thank you very much.
You shot.
You guys both had sisters.
Yep.
Yep.
They're Barbies.
Barbies
Yeah,
around
Barbies
the
all over
house.
the place,
Did
yeah.
you terrorize any
Barbies,
Barbies?
My Little
I
Ponies.
didn't terrorize them. I inspected. Let me see what was going on. I was curious.
Perfect end to a lovely, creepy story.